And this is a low code which you can integrate it without coding much. So I'm discovering this tool and it was shared to a friend of mine. So it is called Hello guys. Hello, my name is Amber and this is Coding Garage. So today, welcome to the 8th episode of Coding Garage. So today, I'm going to share to you that I have discovered that there is a low code for programming. So you can create and you can create a workflow that you can integrate it in your development. No need to code for longer hours of back-end programming just to connect or just to connect something that will make it an API. So today I'm going to share to you a workflow where you can create your development. You can integrate it to your development like your front end or a mini back end bridge with the front end. And this is a low code which you can integrate it without coding much. So I'm discovering this tool and it was shared to a friend of mine. So it is called N8N. 8N? 8N. Okay, so you can create nodes there for your workflow and for your back-end workflow. So I'm going to show you what app is that. Okay, so this is the N8N. So this is a automation platform that is created that is also in GitHub. You can see that on GitHub and you will see this one how it works. So technically it has nodes that you will go to connect into whatever you want to do with it. You can play with it, whatever you need to do with the integration for your system. So here we have the webhook and the Postgres, which means we're going to create it for the database if you have a database, and the database we're going to get to through the Google Sheets, and these will be your different apps that you need for your application that we're going to integrate it, and no need to code longer hours, just connect some APIs that needed to be in the system. It has a wide range of companies using the N8N. So we have Adobe here, CBS, Autodesk. We have some of the other companies like Twilio. So Twilio over here, where you can send messages for Twilio, and then you can also, there is also Pearson. So remember the last blog that I told you about Pearson? So they partnered with Pearson for this for this workflow integration. So they work like this. So you can create DevOps, you can create time tracking projects, you can create also some of the hotspot from LinkedIn posts. Okay, so there are lots of, depending on what platform you're going to create or what focus, like for example e-commerce, marketing, sales, MSPs, or any other, or DevOps. Some of the coder developer thing. And then yeah, there are lots of uh, testimonies and how it works. You can um, set up the trigger for your app and to fetch your data, and you can set up your app to have your CRUD. You can create there a CRUD for your back end, and you can save time. So yeah, this is free, although this is free. And yeah, you can build complex. So there's our where yeah, this is where you can also integrate your backend here, so you can also use it. Okay, so here we go. And then we have here, it fits also on your requirements. You can host it too. They partnered with AWS, so thankfully they partnered with AWS because we're working on AWS with the company that I work in. And then you can also see your you can connect your system. You can have error trigger. You can also embed it to your app, so no need for coding much data that you need. And then there are lots of integrations from other apps, famous apps like LinkedIn, Notion, HubSpot, etc. There are lots of integrations. So there are lots of case studies. Yeah, you can read those case studies. Yeah, so this is N8N. So I'm going to dive into the documentation, and let's create a node. So now we've dived into the how the system of N8N works. So now we're going to have their documentation. I love to go to documentations always whenever I have something to miss out on a language that I use, or something that is really positive information about the current syntax or something like that. So let's get through the documentation. And as you can see, there is another documentation that we're going to be step by step, a walkthrough of this step by step. So you need to install the N8N. So it is available on Windows and for Mac OS. So you can easy to download. You can download it whether you're using Mac OS or Windows, and then you will just going to run the installer, and then you will going to see the app already after installing. So yeah, that's the whole installment for the N8N application. Okay, so as you can see here, we were going to create a workflow after going to install the N8N. So today we're going to create a workflow. So you select the workflow here, you select workflow, and then you create the new, and this one will create. But since I created a workflow that time, so this is the workflow, and I have started to quick start. And then you are going to add a trigger node. So that's the next, because we have here the start button. We have here start button. So now I'm going to add a trigger node. So you have two ways. So you will go to select execute way. Yeah, if you install the N8N with npm install or from Docker. And then second, you will going to use the trigger node as your first node. So the trigger node runs the workflow in response based on your settings. So in this one, we will go to use the cron trigger. So this will allow to run the workflow on a schedule. So we select the add node. So hit the plus here, and then we're going to have to search for nodes. So let's say cron. So we have the cron here, but since we put some cron here, I have created our cron now. And then select cron, select add cron time. So let's select the cron. Okay, so this is the inside of the cron. So we have here the parameters and the docs, so it will lead you to docs, and this is the execute node. So this one run the node of the cron. So currently there is no items exist, so which means this cron is empty, and we have here to execute the output. So we have there the JSON and the table. So we will go to add the cron time. So it says here for mode select every week. So let's say every week. Okay, this is a mode. Okay, and then in time and day, enter 9 in hours, 0 in minute, and Monday in weekday. So we have every week, we have 9 hours, we have 0 minutes, and the weekday is Monday. And then we have here, okay, so node. Okay, so this is the inside now of the node. So we have already the node. Okay, and then select. Okay, so we're going to add a NASA node. JSON in the output And then we have here the in JSON format. So you can activate it if you want to use the workflow. So we're going to refresh the page. So let's see. Refresh. No. Maybe I could save this. Save. So we're going to see this. Okay, so we're going to execute again. Okay, so here it is. So now we're going to refresh. So now we're going to start this one. Okay, so we're going to execute again to see if it's working still. Oh, it's still working. So now we have here the request ID. So there was a solar. So now that's the output. So if you want to see the output, you can activate it. So let's say, oh, this one is activated now, so you can also save your execution list. So now we're finished for our first workflow in N8A. That's it for our first workflow, and there are more of it coming soon. So thank you guys for watching. So please click subscribe here for more tech and coding content here on Coding Garage and other contents I have. And don't forget to click the thumbs up for if you like the video. Click on share if you want to share the video. Click on the bell button down below to see to notify other videos. And click on the comments down below to see what is your insight about this new app or new workflow app for your development. So that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye!